Which is true.
The
He
angry,
is.
the angry ogre of Ginger.
Kung Fury. Is that our first topic?
Well, wait.
That's gonna be our first topic.
So, and this is our what did I call it earlier? Ugly but-
TrialCast.
Ugly but
Our
charismatic
trial
TrialCast. So the ugly but charismatic TrialCast is what this is right now. We're gonna try and accomplish a few things here, including going over. Yesterday we watched Kung Fury, which is actually on Netflix. I'm not sure how Netflix rating system works, but it was rated at 5 stars on my Netflix.
Yeah, it's because people like me voted it 5 stars.
How could you vote that 5 stars?
I will watch that every day.
How?
Because it was quite entertaining, honestly. Like, if you just want to sit down and watch something you don't have to think about,
It
that
was
is a place to
only
go.
a half hour.
And I'm tired of thinking about things.
That is true,
Yeah.
and it wasn't
I
like
think all day long.
It wasn't a
Right.
super long thing, so I got to give it points for that because it was only a half hour.
You give it points for that. You give it points for the dialogue, definitely, because the dialogue was just so 80s.
I mean,
it was 80s dialogue to a
It
T.
was.
it's an 80s 8-bit video game brought to life.
Yes.
And someone kicked Adolf Hitler in the balls.
Yes.
So hard he flew up in the atmosphere before they killed him.
Well, the best
This is
Where's
a
the
true statement.
downside?
the best thing is they actually set it up for a sequel. I think that's the downside.
That is the upside.
They could make
Kicking
another
Adolf
one.
Hitler in the balls was the downside. The upside is
The Nazis getting shot in the dick.
part
That was
2.
pretty funny.
That was fantastic.
Well, I think one of my absolute
The
favorite
one getting
scenes.
shot in both arms.
Yeah.
Then the dick. And then
Yeah.
getting eaten by the T-Rex.
That was probably
T-Rex.
one of my favorite scenes because it's just like, next time just shoot me in the dick. Like,
The only thing that would have topped that is if the T-Rex only ate his lower half and like tossed the rest of his living body in the air for him to get zapped by Thor's lightning.
yeah,
Only way they could have topped it.
that would have been the cherry on top.
See, my favorite part of that movie was the little bitch slap fight between the T-Rex and the robotic eagle.
That was also fantastic.
That was just seeing them.
Yeah, let's talk about the fact that this is a movie in which one of the main
T-Rex talks at
characters
the end.
is called Triceracop.
He's not the main. There's
I
only
said-
one main character.
He's one of the side characters.
One of the side characters, which the movie is nothing but side characters. And the main character, the nice thing about
He's barely a
him
main character.
is he is so one-dimensional, and he plays everything so seriously. Like he hands this girl
This is the afterlife. It looks so real.
he's a cartoon. Like when he hands
you.
this, he hands the girl a phone, his number, hands her a cell phone from the 80s, and then it turns into this
That was
80s
designed
phone
to be
commercial.
from the future,
Yeah,
so that it can call through space and time.
right.
Which he got from nowhere.
And
like,
store
no
more
explanation.
numbers.
He pulled this out of his ass, is what he did. So I mean, it was one of those things where it's like, what am I watching right now? And it kind of went from a, like, okay, I can tolerate, to a, oh dear God, I'm watching Sharknado, to, I really need some, like, alcohol for this.
What did you feel like you were watching Sharknado 2, the second one? Did you feel that way?
No, I didn't feel that way.
Okay, then it was great.
Did you see both Sharknados?
Yes, I have.
You wasted your life on that? Well,
I drank a lot that day.
That was probably the same day I watched Kung Fury.
Jason's opinions are brought to you by alcohol.
Well,
All day.
well, and the fact that the story, I'm gonna spoil some story from Kung Fury here. The one of
He
the
travels
main,
through time to fight Adolf Hitler.
but
There's no
the
story.
way
That's
that-
the story.
that was the story. It was
The-
magnificently made,
the
too.
story of him being created is that his cop father gets chopped in half, and he knew
Hold on,
instantly that he
hold
was
on.
dead.
Hold on. You can't say cop father. He looked at him as a father figure. He was just a cop partner. You can't confuse the people, okay?
And that's not what made him. What
Well,
made him was he got struck by lightning and bit by cobras.
At
Simultaneously.
the same time. That is what made him. You
That's what
didn't.
makes him.
You didn't pay attention to the plot.
He didn't.
Well, I'm sorry, I missed where the cobra venom came into
They're
play.
void now.
Well, and then you also missed the fact that Hitler wanted to be Kung Fury, and thought that
But he
he
could.
could.
No, he did not want to be Kung Fury. He
He
wanted to
wanted
be
to
He
the
wanted
Kung
to be
Fuhrer.
Kung Fury.
No, he named
But
himself
he
the
wasn't
Kung
good
Fuhrer
enough.
Yeah.
because
so
he
he
thought
became the Kung Fury.
right.
Yeah.
He
The
named
Kung
his
Fuhrer.
own.
That's what he is.
the
The Kung Fury.
Oh my God.
Anyone who
Either way.
disagrees with that,
Do you guys have like an
Let's
awesome
track them.
catchprise yet, like
send them
Bazinga or
to
something
the
crazy?
FBI.
No, you should probably make one. Nice.
The closest thing we have is Sex Jones.
Sex Jones. That'll work.
That's a good
That's
one.
nothing.
You gotta end everything that you guys talk about with, your Sex Jones, for instance. So we'll just say Sex Jones after everything for now. What's that wait?
Let's not. Anyway,
Sex Jones.
oh,
That means it's
Conversation over.
that means that someone else has a talking stick.
so
So
apparently,
I'm gonna get a button for that. So Sex Jones.
You can probably make those.
we
Probably.
will make
You
those.
just hit
There
a
will be
big red
buttons
button
now.
that says Sex Jones, and then you get to speak until someone else hits the button.
Hits the button. But anyways, so I mean, to wrap up Kung Fury, I mean, are we going to keep talking about it, or are we going?
I say we move on, but it's a
Move on.
fantastic movie.
so apparently just
5 stars.
So yeah,
he
rate
says 5 stars. I think at the best average that I could give it is a 3.2. I'd still say it's a half hour of your life not wasted, so it's
Yeah,
okay.
I would definitely say
It's 5
at
stars.
average from all the people here, it's a solid 3. Solid 3 from everybody. Because Jason has like a 5.7
I got a
out
4.
of 5.
I'd say 2.5.
So I'd say me
He looks so pissed.
and Eric dragged this movie way down.
Yeah.
I'll give
Now,
it a solid like 3.5.
I will say that the CGI
I mean, that right there
was
is
really
good enough to put it up to a 4-star rating.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's
fine.
Still,
Average 4 out of 5. Average
still
4
4 out of 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Fuck you
glad-
for bringing it down.
I'm glad it wasn't in theaters, but for a half hour little ditty, I'm okay with
Well,
it.
yeah, if it was in theaters for a half an hour, like, that's bullshit.
Well, or if it was longer.
Who's gonna go pay $10 to watch a half an hour movie?
And it doesn't need to be longer. It told its story. You make it longer, you make it
Okay,
bad.
this movie
Yeah.
opens up with gangbangers in the street. Everyone, by the way, everyone in this town has
We've
guns
rated
for some
this
reason.
movie. Let's move on.
Because they obviously
Yeah.
shot it in Chicago.
So 2K16.
Oh, okay.
2K16.
Wait, I'm about to say which 2K16?
WWE. The one that just came out.
WWE 2K16. Wait, remember, at this point, 2K owns like so many franchises that are specifically 2K16.
Yeah.
They got NBA and they have
NHL.
no NHL isn't.
You
NHL
sure?
is EA Sports.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry,
Oh.
EA Sports. I was mistaken.
They have NBA and they have WWE. That is what 2K has.
Okay, well, it seems like more than
Well,
that.
that's because they got rid of their NCAA.
Let's
They
face
got rid
it.
of no in the CW
White guys
was
don't like that.
EA Sports as well.
Was it really?
Yes, it
I
was.
thought
That's 2K16.
They had
basketball.
baseball,
We're way
Oh,
too
yes.
white.
but baseball is kind of under other ownership now.
Yes.
So with the wrestling.
It is owned by the government now.
The wrestling, yes.
With
They're one
the
of
wrestling 2K16.
The wrestling. WWE 2K16 is released on October 27th. The ups and downs. Let's go over this.
Well, so I would like to note that 2 of us have probably put in a couple dozen hours apiece playing it,
Which means your opinion counts less.
and Ogre over here basically made Ginger Ogre
With Bill Goldberg's moveset.
and is a part of those guys, while I'm a member of Vicious and Delicious.
Those guys tag team. What up?
So, and my tag partner just walked out of the room in a haze, so it's okay.
Hey, you need
A
platinum.
haze of
started,
embarrassment from getting jackhammered.
Yes, now I need Platinum started to come join me.
That's no.
yeah? Oh, why not? It'd be like Gold Dust 2.0.
No, Platinum Star works. You just need a new tag partner.
I can
Can't
have.
be him.
Oh.
He's with him.
Oh man, wow.
You
So,
gotta go grab AB.
We're
So,
not quite through our rivalry yet.
Man,
This is true. This is true.
maybe they're trying to recruit you to screw me over.
are you trying to
I'm
recruit?
just trying to recruit a new rivalry tag team.
Platinum
Based
Star
on
could
wins.
be our manager, and we could slowly become like what's his face?
The
Stardust.
Cosmic Wasteland?
No.
Is that what we're heading towards there? Your own version of it?
God damn. He has the lantern.
Oh,
Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, we could become like the Wyatt family.
Ooh.
He could lead us.
Oh.
The Platinum Guys.
The Platinum Star. Ooh.
We could become the Platinum Guys.
Oh, man. Ooh.
I will wear a black lamb's face.
Oh my god.
Just saying.
So,
Who's ready to get destroyed? You are.
Man.
Talk about the true Asian nightmare.
Yeah.
That's right.
oh my god. So in terms of actual gameplay, I would say that this game is probably technically one of the best visual games that we've seen from the entire franchise of any of the WWE games.
I don't think it's one of the best. I think it's the best
It is the best.
when it comes to that because it's
Yeah.
also the newest.
Well, no, like
Stone Cold is great.
so some of the other games at their time was still really amazing, and they even now they hold up. There are some weaknesses, but I'd say that this game's strengths way outweigh the weaknesses. I know a lot of people's tick with it was the lack of the Divas roster, the depth of the Divas roster, I should say, with the lack of the 4 horsewomen, which are actually a big part of storyline. Oh,
Bailey, Charlotte, Sasha Banks, and Becky Lynch.
yes.
You said that questioningly, so
I did
don't
say that
think
questioningly.
that's big of a deal.
The 4 horsewomen. Well, no, it's because the thing is, the whole thing started. In
There's
NXT.
so many that could have been the fourth one.
Yeah, NXT kind of started a lot with women's wrestling, and then a lot of them got brought to the main roster, and
And they made it better than the men's.
yeah,
They did.
They actually,
did.
they're the women's roster. Maybe this also might be because
John Cena should be embarrassed right now because Charlotte puts him to shame.
the worst thing about the division at the moment is that you basically have Daniel Bryan's wife, John Cena's girlfriend, and they try and act.
And Wade Barrett's ex. Don't
Wait.
forget that one.
Who's Wade Barrett's
Oh,
ex?
Paige.
No.
Wait, who did
Alicia Fox.
Alicia Fox?
What?
Huh.
Yes.
Well, and then
Wow. Really?
Uh,
I'm less interested in all of it because there's more of the who dated who drama.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We need to get rid of that. Focus on the Charlotte, Paige, Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks.
Fuck
Get rid of Naomi too, because she's married to
Fuck
one of the
Paige.
Uso brothers. Is it Jimmy? Is it Jay?
they're twins. I don't know. I don't
It's
care.
one of them.
But they don't really bring that up ever.
Not anymore. They did at one point in
Yeah,
time.
but not anymore.
Well,
They
that's
brought it up when it was just something to try and get their name out there.
true.
Now that just gets them more ignored.
Yeah. Like Team Bad does not get any type of recognition on TV right now. It's kind of weird.
Which sucks, because I love Sasha Banks.
Yeah. Well, the thing is
But didn't she get famous because she's like, I'm Jay-Z's niece?
no,
Or
actually she's
cousin,
Snoop Dogg's
Snoop Dogg's
niece.
cousin,
Snoop
and
Dogg's-
that
what the
didn't
fuck
come up
ever.
until she hit the main roster.
And-
Unless you followed her on Twitter.
And
I don't
really,
give a shit.
the
That was the first thing I knew about her, and it made me go,
It was
less important.
one of the first things I told you about her.
And that made me think she was less important.
regardless, there's actual depth to the actual main Divas roster right now
Yeah. There's
versus the past. But in the game, you don't have that depth
I
because
just want to take a time out real quick and point out to everyone who's going to watch this, he's still drinking Mountain Dew. Get ready.
Oh.
Continue.
it's about to get dark apparently.
It is actually about to get dark.
But
No, we've got one more good topic.
you have a lot. You still have a lot of divas in the game. It's just not the main ones. And they even kind of got some of the lower NXT divas in, which was kind of odd. But the gameplay is solid. Universe mode still it's gotten much better over previous installments. Of course, my one thing is that you can't defend a title anytime you want. Though the My Career mode easily leaps and bounds ahead of any
Yes.
other My Career mode that they've previously had.
There's
Going-
just a few issues with it. Like I
The
would like
lack
a
of
little
dialogue
less.
options, the lack of voice options.
I like
and-
less in the run-ins and the rivalry stuff. Be able to have a little more matches that
Yeah,
actually go the
the
distance
fact
as
that you
matches.
you get screwed over.
To that,
by-
I just want to say the downside on that is what the referee will catch. Because his partner can be in the ring beating up the legal man, and then when his partner enters the ring, the ref will stop him as he's getting hit with a chair.
Yes, this
Yeah,
is
that
also
kind of
true.
happened.
But I mean it works as gameplay mechanics because it makes it a little more realistic. Like if the ref isn't looking at you, you can get away with shit.
But if
If
the
the ref
ref
looks
can
at you.
clearly see what's going on in the ring, and even starts to do the count for the other guy to leave the ring, and then the fourth party enters and he gets stopped and ignores what was going on with the count,
That's a problem.
that's a broken mechanic right there. It needs-
That's a part that's broken. Yes, I'll agree with that.
Yeah. See, my biggest, I think, with the whole
and the amount of
system-
chair shots that you take before someone gets DQ'd.
Really? You take a lot?
No, that was the.
He hit me like 3-4 times.
Wow.
Okay,
Before he got
that
DQ'd.
that was because the ref was being distracted,
Yeah.
and I didn't realize the ref was being distracted,
I'm just saying, I still won.
and it was pretty awesome. I was going to get myself purposefully DQ'd.
Goldberg press into a jackhammer. Fuck the world.
So that him and Nick
Shout out to WCW.
could basically take each other one-on-one. And so I was going to do it cheaply by just hitting him with a chair shot, giving Nickwood a slight advantage.
yeah.
I ended up hitting him like 3 or 4 times before the ref even noticed, because the ref was
Lot
being
of an
distracted by
advantage.
something.
Yeah.
Lot.
Because I mean his
Thank
health
God
bar
for
was too much.
taunts. Stood outside till I had a special.
Yeah. So I mean, it was a thing.
Let Nick come outside. I get back inside and taunt again.
It was a thing. It's a good little rivalry we got built up. I've been staying out of universe mode so we can finish it.
Which is why he doesn't understand how much better universe mode is.
Yes,
yet.
I haven't got to fully play universe mode because of that.
I'm not staying out of the game because I'm broken. I work 90 hours a week.
True that. But I've been teetering more with the my career mode, and so far I like what I see, but I don't like the lack of dialogue. Like Renee Young, I feel bad for her as she's kind of just there, giving like
the same interview.
yeah, it's like
10,000.
so I have, and then it skips. Like you can actually see the jump and the skip because it doesn't insert your name. And then she goes, "Tell me your thoughts on your rivalry you have going with whoever just attacked you." And it's like, it's not even my rival. And the thing that I don't like is that there's only one voice option. So no matter what size your character is, you always have the same voice. No matter what type of wrestler you're being, you always have the same voice. Which that's my about it. The lack of NXT tag teams, the lack of being able to create a diva in my career, which kind of makes sense because there's only 2 titles, but they don't even get acknowledged or showcased. It's kind of
There's 2 titles for the Diva?
Yes.
There's the
NXT
NXT
women's and
Yeah.
the
All
So-
the regular divas.
So
Okay.
the fact, I mean, yeah, obviously it would be a shorter career
I
mode,
just need a tag title.
but
They
the fact
do.
that you can't even have that in there is kind of But
With the
that
4
there,
horsewomen were in it, there would be tag titles.
right now, see that's nitpicking.
That's not fair because that's 4. to
That
choose
is
from to
it,
go
what
into a
would
fight.
be? What do you think is an actual like name something in that is just like you're just like I don't like about the game. Do you have something that it's just like why is this even?
For my career,
Yeah.
like if you're
Specifically.
talking like specifically, just the amount of run-ins and interference. That's what bugs me. Just that's a problem.
What I don't like is the fact that the authority will give you like once you're on the main roster, the authority is like, okay, if you want to be on our good side, you have to do this to your
Fuck the
opponent.
authority.
Well, so let's say you
Authority.
want to be on their good side. If someone runs in and disrupts the match, you instantly get penalized against the authority, which can actually impact further advancement in other storylines down the road. So, and the fact that when you're
So
building
you
your superstar,
Tilt-a-whirl DDT to the interferer. Bow!
right?
Fuck you, bitch!
The fact that you
But
don't
it's all cutscene based, so half the time you can't.
Yeah, well, sometimes. Like, I actually haven't gotten a whole lot of cutscenes.
I got a bunch.
I get to interact with a lot of my stuff that's been happening.
I haven't.
See, that,
I've got meat hook clothesline by Ryback a few times. That's what I've got.
I've never had that happen.
I've got rolled up by Brock Lesnar when we were fighting on the outside of the ring, and suddenly we're back inside the ring before anything happened.
Alright.
But
Let's
overall,
move on from
I'd say
this
it's an
opinion.
improvement.
Yeah.
Have you played it yet?
No, well, I've watched him play, and it looked cool. I mean, I got to see him. You were doing your like imposter Kane stuff.
Yeah.
That storyline.
Yes.
I mean, it looked good.
The power of the Kane's mask
Yeah.
storyline.
But no,
which oddly enough kind of went
Sounds
around the same
retarded
time.
right away.
Well, another funny thing is WWE's running a similar storyline right now with
Yeah.
Bray Wyatt.
I
Yeah.
know.
So
Kane's mask has the power, and when he's not wearing the mask, I'm Corporate Kane.
yeah, that's
And now Bray Wyatt's stealing
So-
all of the Undertaker.
I have the
Kane's powers.
mask.
Time
Choke
out.
slams for everybody.
So we know how he got Kane's power, but how did he get Undertaker's power? I
He
mean,
took
I know
him-
we're deviating a little bit, but it's still right.
well, no,
He took his soul.
he
man.
that's
He
the whole
took
thing.
his soul.
Took his soul.
What? How?
But why does the Undertaker have a soul?
He
He's
actually
a dead man.
Hold on.
Souls are eternal, so even if you die,
But-
you still have a
He's the
soul.
dead
But
man.
dead men
Unless
don't have
someone
souls.
Takes it.
A zombie does not have a soul. A
Taker.
zombie is a dead man.
But the whole point of Taker's character is that he is a
Eternal.
zombie, but he transcends death, and that's they've been calling him the Reaper. They've alleged him to being the Reaper. What's all of Undertaker's nicknames?
Oh god.
Let's
Phenom, the Reaper.
Oh.
This entire bottle.
I've
To remember everything.
had too much of this entire bottle.
Whoops.
So
No, I
anyways,
just got a little bit left.
No.
No,
No. Don't.
no, I mean in your cup
Oh,
there, bub.
there is. There's a little bit left.
I think
in
we're
there.
talking about in the cup, but either way.
I'm focused on the bottle. This is gonna be gone in a minute.
But these
Hold on, he's got to pour the last drop in his cup to make sure that this bottle is for
Right.
sure dead.
Have you ever seen Hercules? The cartoon from Disney?
Yeah.
He didn't die because I didn't get that last drop.
You're right.
that's a fair point.
That's more than a drop. Shit.
Now, what is this?
Half an ounce.
Let's
That's
actually
actually-
transition here from wrestling, because what is the 7 deadly sins you wanted to talk about?
All
Because
right.
this is mostly you.
Yeah, this is
Drunkenness
me.
is not one of them.
I'm gonna sort of
Whatever.
explain a little bit of this new anime on Netflix to everybody. It's called 7 Deadly Sins, just recently picked up by them. And the idea is that there is a group of knights in this old kingdom, and each one is based off of a sin. Now, I will say this before I get any further in this. If the show was not called The 7 Deadly Sins, and was not about each knight having a sin that they're associated with, this would be a fantastic show. Fantastic show. It reminds me a lot of Soul Eater, reminds me a lot of Fairy Tail. Would be a fantastic show. But since they're associated with a sin, and the main character, who is Wrath, acts more like he should be associated with lust, it kind of pisses me off. Like, I wish they would take that away and just get rid of it and do something else. But he's the dragon sin, so his sin is wrath.
Okay, so I'm gonna check
But
this
it's
out.
lustful?
Oh, he constantly gropes the main female character.
Wow.
Like, at one point in the story, like, an episode, in order, they go into, like, this forest, and there's this guardian there.
And he's the dragon sin?
He's the dragon sin. Each sin has its, like, its meaning, greed, wrath, and then it has an animal creature tied to it.
Wow.
I mean,
So,
like,
greed has the fox. Envy's a snake.
why is,
Sloth is a
why is
bear.
a fox the greed?
Yeah.
No, that makes sense. They like shiny things, like raccoons.
No, but
Well, I
dragons
mean-
are greedy as shit.
That's actually very
Yes.
true.
Have you,
Yes.
Like, any dragon legend, they're just hoarding gold to sleep on it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fuck you, dragon.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if it wasn't about the sins, it would be really good. Because there's not a lot of the sin characters who actually display their sin.
And there's
Well, and
nothing
that
about
actually-
dragons that, like, grope women.
He's
Eat
not a,
women.
he's
Yeah.
not a dragon. He's a little kid
Then he should
who doesn't age for some
So
reason.
maybe
never watching it.
I will check this out. I have a long history of fascination with the 7 deadly sins.
But it's not the same.
It's because if you do them right, they're amazing.
right.
and it's not done right for that. Like, it should be something entirely different.
So we'll have
Like,
to update
Sloth is he's a little kid who's really skinny, and the only thing that makes sense for his character of being Sloth is instead of walking, he rides a flying pillow around. Other than that, nothing to do with Sloth.
That's just smart.
Yeah. And his pillow also becomes a spear.
this. That's handy.
And I like the point of the story I've gotten to in it, he's the most powerful character there is.
I can imagine that because think about like
But like greed is, he's greed. He's supposed to steal everything.
Yeah.
So at one point, he decides he's going to steal the water from the Fountain of Youth.
Greed isn't so much though that you steal everything; it's that you want everything.
Yeah, he's a bandit,
Yeah,
so he
but
wants to
if
steal
you
everything.
want everything, you're going to take it, no matter what anyone else says.
That's the sin of greed.
It's
Is you want
all
to compile
yours.
it. You compile and compulsively grab and take. But at one point, he goes to the Fountain of Youth to take it, and they tell him, "Hey, if the water from the Fountain of the Youth is taken from this place, the forest will be destroyed." And he goes, "Oh, well, they make good booze out of this forest. I'm not going to steal the water now. Who cares about eternal life?"
No, horseshit.
Exactly.
If you want to know a good greed character, get the Green Lantern. Larfleeze. Greed, avarice, Agent Orange.
Yes.
Everything is his.
Yes.
Mine, 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 mine. 90% of his dialogue. And someone's missing something.
see me?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's awkward. I'm just trying to steal
If you
one
want
of
to
these-
know if you're seen, just watch the
There's-
computer
there's a-
screen.
I'm just trying to steal one of these green apples and I'll be out of here.
You could have asked.
Yeah, his dad had to sneak in without anybody seeing me.
Speaking of greed,
Everyone saw you.
But everyone saw me.
Also, this is my shout out to DC before we rip on it later. Another Green Lantern character. The Red Lanterns. Good rap characters.
Today's podcast is
Rage.
brought to you by
All rage.
Reds.
no green apple ale Reds. Only the green apple, because the green apple tastes delicious.
No, put that down. Not product placement for my rum.
No, you put that down. I have no other alcohol in my hand.
I didn't give a brand name. It's just rum. How many people make rum?
A lot.
How many people make good rum?
Several.
Several.
But
Not as many as make rum, but
it's
still.
been narrowed down to
I
about
could
5
name them
companies
on-
in my head.
Hands. Everyone holds one finger.
Whoop. Yeah, because
Back to the 7 deadly sins.
But if you take the sin part out of it, the show's fantastic.
I do want to check this out now.
I don't.
I'll have
You've
to.
made me
We'll have to do an
watch
update. Once we get all the way, once we both get all the way through, we'll have to do a little short on it.
What is it? What does it get on Netflix, ratings wise?
I think at the moment it was like a 4-star.
What do you give it?
Because it's a Netflix
I-
original, so.
Yeah,
I'd give it not take if they had named it something else and got the sin stuff out of it. I would
Okay.
give it a 4 out of 5.
But considering they based it on the 7 deadly sins.
And no one seems to have anything to do with their sin except Diane, who is like envy. She's only envious when wrath hits on another woman, though. That's it. The only point in time she ever becomes envious.
Well, if that's the only thing that she needs to be envious of.
Does that make sense? Kind of.
How much have you drank?
Not a lot yet.
Yet.
One
Well,
bottle!
That's okay. So here I'm gonna say we switch it up.
I've
But
taken sips of like
I'm-
3 different kinds of things.
I'm
No,
gonna
I still
let-
want to hear his star rating for Netflix.
oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I
If you add in the fact that it's based on the 7 deadly sins, and
2.
doesn't two.
2-star. Ooh.
I'm still gonna check
The
this out.
lowest thing ever rated on an ugly but charismatic podcast.
only because they kill anything about sins. Like I have a fascination with the 7 deadly sins as well, and it's
So I
You
will have
almost
to,
took me because you said it was like fairy tale. Yeah,
So-
if it wasn't about the sins, it'd be a 4.
so I'm
but it's-
gonna jump on it. I'll have to do a rebuttal here in a couple weeks.
I mean, the action is great.
So
A lot of the characters are great that aren't based on sin.
but the action doesn't build the story.
It doesn't.
So I'm gonna leave it up to you here. Do you want to drink over Star Wars, or do you want to drink over the DC fiasco first?
We're moving down the line.
Yeah,
We're on
Star
Star
Wars.
Wars.
Star Wars.
Okay, so it's
So-
exactly as it's listed.
Yeah,
with,
do it.
with Star Wars, what in particular? I mean, I see Jar Jar Binks.
That
yeah.
is actually
We're
That
gonna
is-
get into that.
Who wants to read the article?
I
Not
don't.
it.
I never. I don't know what article you guys are even talking about. Sadly.
Probably him.
Okay.
Because
So,
You're struggling real hard there.
I am.
And you have a bottle opener.
Oh,
my
shit.
god.
This is how unoften I use bottle
Do you
openers.
even need a bottle opener on that?
Yeah.
No. It kind of looks like a twist off.
now this is not an actual.
be done with this.
You're a beast.
Entirely proven thing, yeah.
Yeah, this is not 100% proven, but we're gonna go into the fantasy world of.
Just wait 1 second.
Just wait 1 second. Oh my god.
Alright, moving on. Go.
Oh my god. Okay. So this is not like a 100% thing. We're working off the theory that it actually makes sense. The article that he pulled up is Polygon. Am I gonna read the entire article or?
Just read highlights. I mean, just give us a synopsis.
Okay, so I'm not
Can I
even gonna
have
deal
one?
with this because I've already read
Huh?
this.
Can I have one?
Absolutely.
Yeah, just
Oh,
give us
That
a
is for
synopsis.
everybody.
So this current article
This one is the most.
is from Polygon,
Doesn't
and
matter what's the most.
there's an actual in-depth article on this, and it's basically that George
No wonder
Lucas
you struggle.
himself,
Yeah.
when it came down to explaining Yoda back, like this is so when the first movies were coming out, explaining Yoda as this like really silly yet extremely powerful character. And so it's he
Now, I
he likes the
Love it.
the idea of characters that you would misinterpret as just kind of goofy or not even understanding why they're there, actually being extremely powerful and very key components. And this person basically came up with the reason that Jar Jar Binks was supposed to be, and in fact could still actually be, a Sith Lord. Some of the points being that why would two Jedi ever even remotely agree to bringing along an extremely stupid character like Jar Jar? Like,
They're bound to preserve all life.
so right now we're
So
gonna
they're
stop
not
there.
supposed to kill anything.
Well,
it's not anything about killing him. It's just
it's why would they let him
But
come with
when
him?
they first encountered Jar Jar, there was the droid army right behind them.
Yeah.
They were bound to protect any sentient being and try and get them to safety.
But why not just leave him out in the middle of the woods?
Because then they wouldn't be Jedi. It's in
no,
their code.
no. I meant once he took them back to the Gungan city.
Because they didn't know where exactly in the middle of the water it was. So
Well,
if they
after that-
left him
after
on
that
the
point.
shore,
But after that,
because they didn't know how to navigate the ship through those caves to get to.
but he's the one who told
The
them to
Naboo
take
city.
the cave route. There was
like, he influenced them from the beginning to go the routes they were going. Like they could get
because
to
they
Coruscant.
saw that it was the safe. Just want to say
I
I
mean,
hate
not
this
Coruscant,
because I
Naboo.
really, really want Jar Jar Binks to die
And he's defending Jar Jar Binks. at the
more
wall.
than anything. But he was the one that convinced them to take that route because it was the safest. Because to go back up onto land, they would have the droid army at their back, and if they stumbled at all, they were dead. Whereas if he could navigate them through this secret passage down where there's all these like crazy monsters, but he knew the safest way, he could get them there faster and safer, and they would have time. That's why they took him. They went, we could probably make it on the top. We can definitely make it below with your help. So you're now useful to us.
now going 2 steps in the middle there. Another thing was and I'm actually going to kick off with the fact that we don't actually see a lot of action and movement from Gungans throughout the entire series.
Because they're still
Besides,
moving.
well, and see, you've brought this up. So, what about the acrobatic move that Jar Jar does into the pool of water when he's jumping into the lake?
Sex
Yeah.
Jones, talking stick has been removed from Ryan.
No, it hasn't. We're in a serious point right now.
Yes.
Oh, what happened?
Physically, they're faster. But have you ever watched frogs? They'll sit still for hours and not do anything. And just wait. And then when you try and catch it, they'll hop everywhere.
Good point.
He does have a point, But
They're like
if you go-
crocodile. Like they're more like a crocodile
Yeah.
than like any other like salamander or shit. A
Yeah,
crocodile will
salamander
just
usually-
sit in a river and float wherever the stream takes it
Yeah.
until it's close enough to something, and then it hits lightning fast, breaks every bone it touches, and then it's like, oh, I'm gonna nom on you now.
Yeah.
There are points, but now we have to take these points and put them in the realm of Star Wars. Where in the realm of Star Wars, anything that moves that fast or with that agility in that realm works with the Force.
Does it? Because the other Gungans move quickly while they're fighting the droids.
But they don't move at the same rate and the same agility as Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, but
Jar Jar outclasses Gungans even though he's supposed to be an inept outcast.
is he inept physically or mentally though?
That's the real
Well,
question.
no,
Is
you have
he
to really
inept
think
at
about
all?
that.
Well, and see, here's the thing. It's
Because back to the 2K16 WWE Eugene, he was mentally inept, but physically he was on the same level with everyone else in the WWE. So, if Eugene is with the normal people and like the rest of society that don't have his physical traits, he is physically superior than everyone, but he's still mentally inept. So he's cast out because he's dumb as fuck.
But the question is Jar Jar Binks really mentally inept? Because if he's mentally inept, why do they elect him to be the senator?
Because he proves that his instincts
But does he
are
prove
strong
that
enough
he
to
has
overcome
instincts?
his mental instability.
and here's the thing.
Or is
Mentally
it just
handicapped people
playing the
know
entire way?
when to run away from fire, or when to they know when to sit next to a campfire and when to run away because everything's on fire now.
But and the thing is, it's not so
He
much.
threads that line,
No one ever actually.
and we're
says
not to
that
the
he
Senate yet.
has,
We're not there yet.
And no one actually ever says that he has a mental disability or handicap. It's that he is ridiculously clumsy. As a character, it's not so much that he's stupid, it's that he's
But
clumsy.
if you're clumsy, you're not going to be able to perform the high-level maneuvers that he was speaking
This
about
is where
earlier.
the
Well,
argument
that's
comes
what
in.
that's
So
what
it
the argument
has
is.
to come from a mental instability,
But he's not mentally inept.
Yeah, the thing
but
is,
they don't know that until they send him to. They think he's that way, and then he goes to Naboo with Padme, gains her trust, and she realizes he's not mentally inept. He thinks a different way. Which, his different way of thinking is more similar to her way of thinking, so she brings him in as a Gungan counselor with her Galactic Senate party because she is representing all the people from her planet. And if he's on their side and her side, they can't argue that they're not being misrepresented.
All right, let's get back to a couple more points because we're going to talk about that a little bit more too.
well,
God, I hate being on this side.
You're not going to be on this side much longer.
you're really
I
not.
will be because he's fucking brilliant. I've thought about this. I've been thinking about this.
Well,
I
see,
argued
and then
this with
like
my
the other
wife.
thing is
to myself.
is that with Binks,
God,
he has these because the Gungans themselves say that he's clumsy, which is why he's caused incidences in the city, which is why he was an outcast.
and he still did that in their fight in the movie.
Right, and the thing is he even in the fights
Purposefully.
he's destroying droids with a blaster that's been wrapped around his foot, and they actually kind of
And he's been taking out his Gungans with their stun ball.
so he's literally been wiping out everything on the field using one mechanism or the other, and he's doing it single-handedly, and it looks like an accident, and they actually went and compared his movements to drunken kung fu.
Drunken wushu.
Drunken wushu.
Boxing.
Okay.
Drunken boxing.
which is actually what a lot of people speculated the character was based off anyway. So at that point, you have to go, okay, how much is an act? How much is the character being built
How
this
many
way?
of the drunken boxing styles does he know?
And how did he go from this?
Jackie Chan will win.
How did he naturally progress from a lost outcast Gungan in the middle of the woods to being literally the entire downfall to a society? Which is what he was. He was one of the main screen characters that pushed for the end of power and for Palpatine to actually receive every piece of power in the
Because
Senate.
he established his name, he made himself known, and then behind the curtains, he made the right deals.
But then, okay, so if
It's
he's
the
supposed
same
to,
thing as
if he's supposed to be the good guy, though, why in the third movie is he seen with Palpatine after the Palpatine's already been revealed as the Emperor?
because he's not the good guy.
You know, he's not. That's
He
the
played
issue we
his
had.
cards right. Like
That is the issue. Is that
another area that I'm like throwing this into Game of Thrones. Like it's not what you do that everyone sees. It's what you do that everyone sees, and then who you are behind the curtain.
Yeah, that's a good point.
If and when no one sees it, I've got a knife to your throat,
Yeah.
and then in front of all the world, I protect you against those two. I kill those two to save your life. But I've got a knife to your throat. If you don't do what I say, like,
Yeah.
I can kill you, and no one's going to think it's me because everyone just watched me put my life on the line to save you.
Good point.
I'm backing this person. I fought. I should have died, but I'm still backing them against all odds. And now they're in the wrong. Like I'm abandoning them when I know everything about them.
Okay.
And you can then sell their secrets to the other side and just be like, "Oh my God, you were a traitor. I never knew. I was the traitor."
So
essentially he's on our side with the fact that Jar Jar Binks may be the Sith Lord.
He could be.
He very well could
But
be,
then
and that's
he
the
could
issue
also-
we have.
Here's my more favorite side to go with this. He could be the puppet that the real Sith Lord has been manipulating all through this. Like, oh,
Well,
he's
that-
retarded. He doesn't know what
That's
he's
doesn't
doing.
know what he's
That's
doing,
exactly
yeah.
what he comes across as, though, in the movies, is a puppet.
Exactly, and that's why he could go either way, and I hate it, and I just want him to die
Well, he'll probably die eventually.
now.
Well, so the
Kyle.
funny thing is I actually think it would be pretty cool if it turns out Jar Jar was this super. But here's the only way I would be okay with the character working as this, and that's that if he dropped the way that he does his vocals and talked more like one of the more normal style Gungans.
But that's not how. No, all the Gungans spoke like him, kind of.
But he also had that, like, just his voice in general was obnoxiously over the top and annoying.
That was because that could have just been his voice. His style of
Well-
speaking fit with Gungans.
Well, no, not the style of speaking, but his actual voice. Just the sound of his voice would need to change.
It wouldn't
But
need to.
the sound of other people's
That's the
voices
difference.
in this world annoy the hell out of me. I want them to get their throats ripped out because they're the sound of their voice.
Well, but what I'm saying is, could you imagine that voice
As the
deliver-
ultimate evil.
as this ultimate evil, like eyes glowing red and
Oh,
like it looked like something that came out of.
His voice could still also be a facade.
yeah.
Well, that's what I'm
Like
hoping
they
for.
haven't that's not been revealed yet. Like if he is the main bad guy, like me, I don't think you should do this. Or is it like, nah, dude, don't do that. Is that his real voice? Which one?
Well, that's
Probably
all-
the first one, because they don't say dude in Star Wars.
Well, that's also there. But I just couldn't imagine him and Yoda having this like thing. I mean, obviously going into the new saga, there's no Yoda because Yoda's been dead, and I don't know the lifespan of a Gungan, But has been
First time I
hints.
saw Yoda, I hated him because of the way he talked.
Yeah.
And then it turns out he's badass.
Uber powerful.
Yeah.
But
Right,
it's
yeah.
Yoda and
Master.
it's Jar Jar.
Well, and so that's the thing though.
But see, here's the other thing. Like,
It's kind of the same, like,
if you were
It
the
is this kind of the same
when you
premise.
saw
That's why I
episode
believe in
1, if you were the same age as when you saw episode like 5, who would you think would be more annoying?
Jar Jar.
Bullshit.
Jar Jar.
Everyone that was young and had never seen Star Wars when they met Jar Jar loved Jar Jar.
why?
Because you played that
Because he was
ridiculous
dumb and
comedy character.
childlike. Like the first time I saw Yoda, I was like, "Oh, he's cool. He's kind of like a kid." And then later when I watched it, I was like, "He's kind of retarded. Like, why would you listen to him?
Yeah, why don't you listen to that old green guy?
He's just creepy.
Yeah.
He's gonna rape you, Luke. He's gonna rape you."
With
And
the
then he
Force.
didn't rape him.
What if
And he actually
And
taught
he
him
taught him.
to be, like, a badass.
Yeah. But like, Jar Jar's not that creepy because he's just that guy.
He's just influencing a 10-year-old kid to find a much older woman extremely attractive.
I feel like you guys are leaving out 2 very main characters.
Oh,
What?
really? When we're discussing
Jar
whether Jar Jar
being-
Binks could be the new Dark Lord of the Sith, who are we leaving out?
I don't know. Like R2D2 or CP3O.
what?
What
The fact that you didn't say the second one's name right,
Which one?
you're invalid. CP3O?
Yeah.
No.
C3PO.
What did I say?
CP3O.
Oh. C3PO. Whatever. It
You're,
doesn't matter.
you're invalid.
CP3O, C3PO, whatever. Either way.
But I don't see what they have any point to do to whether or not Jar Jar is the
It's very
Sith Lord.
obvious.
They don't, and he's in the room, and that's all there is.
There's a
That's all
major.
there is.
I've
We
never-
don't have a lock on the door.
Actually, you do, but
That's
locked
the
from the
point.
outside. That's kind of invalid for you guys.
Yeah.
I can lock you guys
we
in here.
don't have a lock for the door.
Once again, locked from the outside.
Okay, moving on with that story synopsis.
So then,
He started, so.
So,
well, that's because I went to go and look at.
Yeah, my point's invalid. Yeah, fuck off.
No, I've taken his validity away multiple times.
Which I'm
Yeah,
fine
great.
with. Like I have no problem with that. Because the entire point is that the way that they're setting up for the way that this article was set up for Jar Jar is like so people can actually blow this stuff up. It's just so that everything you put in it is it's A leads to B leads to C leads to D. With a lot of it being the physical feats that he does, how he kind of manipulates everything, how he becomes a general in the army and he now this is a point that I saw that I was like, okay, this makes sense.
I was gonna
Where
say, he was an honor general, that's why he was out in the front lines.
well,
Real generals are not up there
but he's sitting
90%
there
of the time.
whenever he would talk to
Kind of
people,
exclusive.
he always talked with his hands and made big gestures. And if you look at any time anyone uses any type of mind control with the Force, you get a stance that like they always have that they have to wave their hand or
But this is where I nerd out. If you read on, there's a series of Star Wars books that follow exactly after the fall of the Empire, where Luke is like bringing the other apprentices in, so that he can start teaching them. The whole hand gesture is just so that like you can show off to other people what you're wanting to do. You don't have to do that with the Force.
but in the movies they made it a physical thing. When you did that, you did that.
But you don't have to.
But it's the little underlying things they're putting in the movie to try and build what it is.
Are you going to be more afraid of Darth Vader if he just stares at you blankly because he has the mask on
A mask.
and someone dies? Or if he does this? The hand gesture. That is just to inflict it upon everyone else.
Yeah.
A real Jedi doesn't need the hand gestures. Even Yoda in the movies didn't need the hand gestures to do what he did. He could just do it with his mind because he's like mentally and physically in tune with the Force, so that like if I want to jump, I don't have to like jump and like swoop my hand to move a platform under me. He should just be able to jump and land on the platform because it moves on its own from his will.
Okay.
What was that story? The Dark Apprentice. That's what it was. The Dark Apprentice trilogy.
Well, either way, we are
It was
going to
good.
end up with in the new movie.
I just want Jar Jar to die.
Well,
He'll die. He'll be dead.
Gungans are probably going to be in this.
It's going to take 3 movies though.
Maybe.
If he's an ancient Sith master, if they kill him in the next movie, what the fuck are they fighting?
Well, in this coming
Maybe
movie, it looks like
that's-
there's a Supreme Leader Snoke. Snoke. The thing is,
That was in the Dark Jedi Apprentice.
this name comes to like.
Well, that movie that is coming out is supposed to be based on those 3 books that take place after that.
But all the talk of Jar Jar being in there,
He's
not in anything in those books.
Has there been any sighting of Jar Jar?
I want to slap you. You
Is
brought
that
him
the
up,
third movie?
and you're arguing that he's not in it now.
Well, no, I'm asking if he's even in it because A, he's not listed as being in it character wise, and I haven't actually seen him in it because so the 3rd movie happened, and then because those 3
The 3rd
happened.
or the 6th.
The actual 3rd, the sucky one, where
Okay.
Anakin gets chopped into little pieces and the Emperor's kind of
You were
rocking
meant
his
to be the chosen one.
You
Come on, bring balance.
Oh man.
Well,
Well, have you seen the thing on that movie?
he technically does bring balance to the Force.
Before I showed up,
Yeah.
there were hundreds of Jedis and only 2 Sith. Now I'm here and there's 2 Jedis and 2 Sith. Seems pretty balanced to me, man.
Yeah.
Here's my argument to that balancing point. How are the Sith so much more powerful?
They give into the
Even-
dark side of the Force.
I don't think that.
So the dark side oops you up that
No,
much
No,
more?
it just allows you to
I
do
don't-
things you wouldn't do as a regular
It gives
Jedi.
you no
I-
limitations.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's
Like, you
now
don't have
I'm
that
actually
code.
I'm gonna
You're
argue.
honestly stronger with limitations than you are like as a brawler.
Yeah, but it allows you to sink into your passion instead of being
Well,
logical.
No.
So you can use your anger and your rage
But still,
to fight.
But really, I mean, hold on, time out. Are they really that much stronger, or are they just like you said, flying off the handle and being a brawler? So it looks
Like they're stronger.
but in reality, they're just going.
but
Like
I mean
how-
like if you're really as disciplined as a Jedi should be,
yeah. Well, there's,
if you're going like off the handle just wildly attacking
yeah.
constantly, I'm disciplined enough. I should be able to block everything you have, conserving all of the muscle that I have behind me to just like, oh, I fended it off, fended it, still blocking you. And then when you start to slow down because you're exhausted,
Yeah.
one strike, you're dead.
But if you want to argue that, you can also do that in like a WWE universe, like
Well-
a technical wrestler versus a powerhouse.
Hold on. Here's
No,
my,
we're not doing that because all that's scripted.
Here, I'll give you. I'll
That
give
doesn't-
you.
no,
I'll
that
give
doesn't
you the
work.
best argument. Goku and Vegeta, the prime example of what you're trying to say.
But that's backwards.
That's,
no, because Goku, he's calm, he's relaxed, and he's stronger than.
No,
So-
no,
he's
he's
not.
not. He's
Goku
Goku is
is-
off the handle. And
Goku
becomes-
is the I have the physical prowess over you. Like I am not physically stronger than you. Like I don't have what it takes to beat you on numbers. I will physically just overpower you. And he never can kill Vegeta.
And he's always given into passion. That's always where because when
Goku gives
Krillin
into the
dies,
passion.
when Krillin dies, that's how he becomes Super Saiyan.
Well,
His
I mean,
rage.
that's how all Saiyans do it. But
No.
he's more. I mean, that's how Vegeta did it.
Vegeta is the technical guy. He has more training. He
is
hits
more disciplined.
when he knows
Yeah.
he has to hit. He blocks when he needs to block. Like he knows
And the
I have
only
to go for a
time-
block after I go for this strike.
So you're actually pointing towards the dark side being stronger with your argument.
No, because Goku's power level is always higher than Vegeta's.
except for when Vegeta loses his shit because the God of Destruction basically goes to touch his wife, finally embraces passion, gets double as strong as Goku, and starts beating the shit out of the God of Destruction.
When the Jedi gives into the dark side, they're uber fucking powerful. Like,
but here's
Vegeta
why.
as a Super Saiyan in the Battle of Gods does significantly more damage than Goku as a Super Saiyan
But
does.
I can actually explain
Because
why.
Goku is always on the dark side. He fights because he has to fight.
And he also loves to fight.
Well, so
And
does
he
Vegeta.
loves the fight. Vegeta loves the fight, but he
Vegeta's
doesn't
a soldier.
go always out there. Like, he was the soldier. He was sent where he was sent to do what he needed to do, and then he was pulled back.
Here's why a Jedi is always weaker than a Sith. And it's very simple. Jedi are
They have
limited.
rules.
And the reason that they're limited is because there is so look at the Force as a sphere.
Yeah.
So light, dark. The light side will not touch the dark side. They feel like if they even
That's
dabble
a
in it.
horrible example.
No, wait. No, let me finish. If they dabble in the dark side, then they feel like they're automatically gonna fall. So there's like this part of the Force that they leave completely untapped. The amount of Jedi that use things like Force lightning and Force choke, stuff like that, like where they actually use the Force to do harm.
Yeah.
There's only like 3 or 4 instances where that actually happens. The Dark Jedi though encompass everything.
Yeah.
They use both light and dark because to them it is a weapon.
I see what you're doing with the sphere.
It is something
He actually made a good point.
like
If the light comes from the middle of the sphere, anything in the sphere casts a shadow.
which is why there are instances where Jedi are scary as shit because of it's basically like Yoda as in the final 3 movies in 4, 5, and 6, that Yoda with that knowledge. He wasn't in 4?
No.
But in that trilogy,
5,
I should
6.
say. So in 5 and 6, at his age, with his knowledge then, if you put that brain and that mentality back into the body of the Yoda that fought Palpatine, Palpatine would have gotten obliterated. Because if you notice, like, Palpatine's trying to use, like in the 3rd movie when him and Yoda actually fight, Palpatine tries to just, like, Force lightning him to death, and Yoda's just like, bitch, please. And, like, he doesn't, like, there's effort there, but obviously they're matched.
Yeah.
Like, he's catching it and just like
But
pushing it.
Yoda at that point is also a strictly light Jedi.
Just watch the one from Jet Li.
There are instances
The good
where
guy is like the Yoda in that.
Yeah.
Because he does Tai Chi. He catches, redirects, comes around with a strike. Whereas Palpatine in that is the evil Jet Li who does like all his martial arts are like straight line. Like, I'm gonna fucking hit you hard.
and so
If
like
you
there
watch that,
are
like they have this scene where they're like both doing their thing.
Yeah.
And
when
the one
Jedi
dude's just making a big circle continuously.
Gotcha.
when Jedi actually fully encompass
I like myself right now. No, I'm drunk.
the entire workings of the Force
Okay.
and acknowledge that darker half, but can still walk the light path and actually use things like the lightning and stuff for the power of good,
Okay.
and they can be in that gray but still be in the walk in the light. Though that's when they're actually at their fullest, and there's very few Sith that can challenge them.
Gotcha.
The way the story's written.
Because of the way that the lore is written.
Gotcha.
But it's basically the fact that there's an entire you can't be stronger than someone who has all of the knowledge if you're reading out of if you're both reading out of the same book, but you're missing half the pages.
Yeah.
You're not going to have the same knowledge base. You're not going to have the same understanding.
True.
And it's basically
I love the fact that we related Vegeta to being a Jedi and Goku as the Sith.
but it's true.
It is true.
The funny thing is, he was trying to use it to actually back the Jedi, and it was like, nah, you actually got that backwards right now.
I still
That's
don't see
fantastic.
how Goku. I mean, I don't know.
It's because he always fights for passion. Like, no matter what it's
The
always
code of the Sith is
Yeah, but
peace is a lie, there is passion. Passion leads to strength, strength to victory. Through victory, my chains are broken. The Force sets me free.
And-
Free.
Sets me free. It
Sets me free!
and he is
Free
always about
Giles!
like notice look at it this way.
yeah,
When he's fighting Cell,
Okay.
he has the power, and he knows he can destroy Cell, but he's like, I'm not going to be here forever. My apprentice needs to step up and do my dirty work.
No,
for me."
that's wrong argument. Because the Sith don't do that.
yeah, but Goku did.
Well, I know the Sith
Which
don't do that.
would put Goku as the Jedi.
Yeah, I mean Goku's a lot smarter. I mean Vegeta's the one that really goes off the handle.
That's why
because,
Dooku fell.
because Vegeta doesn't care about his family. When he
Yet.
But he does. That's the thing.
eventually, but I mean,
But see, he's disciplined. He's disciplined to
He's
not
too
care.
disciplined to give in. Goku has no discipline.
Goku's,
So he...
I would say Goku's pretty disciplined because I mean
And
he-
martial arts.
And
the
in
use,
life, I mean,
and the
he-
use of the Force.
No, he's not disciplined. He's lazy. If he wanted, he could fly off his handle, kill fucking everything, and never...
That's pretty disciplined, if you ask me. To actually control yourself from doing that, that speaks to
That's
discipline.
fucking lazy.
No, that really speaks to discipline.
No.
Yeah.
With Goku's power, that's lazy.
That's exactly like a Jedi, though, because they probably have all the power a dark side Jedi had.
They don't, though.
They don't dabble in the dark.
Well, technically they could, though, because they could dabble in
they
the dark.
The Sith Lords
hold
can
on.
live forever.
Hold on, time out. If they had the discipline, they could dabble in the dark, and then.
Well, okay, take
They-
No,
a
that's
look.
more discipline than you have.
But that's like Goku. I mean, Goku has the discipline
No,
to not.
Goku's at like this discipline meter right
No.
there. The only farther point is here, where it's like, I can give in and live for eternity, which he could every time he gathers all the Dragon Balls. The first time he got them all, he could have just been like, I wish to be eternal.
But that's not. I mean.
Done! No one can ever fucking beat me ever, ever, ever.
But he likes
You
the challenge.
beat
I mean,
me
that's
up,
the same
I get
thing. They
stronger
like the
than
challenge.
you are.
The Saiyans
Now,
like
now
the challenge.
taking it back into
The
the Star Wars
Saiyans don't like
universe.
the challenge. Vegeta gets pissed when Goku rivals his power.
But Vegeta likes it because he likes the battle. I mean, that's why
No,
they
he
go
doesn't
back-
like that. He likes fighting.
Yeah.
He doesn't like that someone rivals him. That's why
He
he,
always wants to
hates
squash everyone.
Frieza.
But that's why.
That's why
he-
throughout the entire series,
That's what drives him.
he
though.
wants to be the one to kill Goku.
Huh?
He will protect Goku to the point where he dies so that you don't get to kill him.
I mean, that's
I died protecting him.
Yeah.
It's not the same as you overpowering me and killing me. I died saving someone. That's easier to kill someone than you just killing me straight on.
Yeah, but Goku would do the same thing though. I mean, Goku saved
But
Vegeta's life.
it's the reason.
But he didn't die doing it.
Yeah, I think there was probably a time where Goku.
No. Not to save Vegeta.
Now
He dies to save his progeny,
I
like
never- I
his
mean,
kids. That's not the same.
well, it's not only those kids. I mean, it's
That's
the whole.
instant.
It's the Earth though. I mean, he saved everybody on the Earth. I mean, that's.
But he doesn't die to save everyone on the Earth.
I
Every
would
time
say
he goes
so.
down, he goes down to save his kid.
I mean, he's kind of like a messiah figure. I mean, he is.
No, he
Son
dies to
Goku.
save his children.
And the Earth. I mean, heck, he also gets power from the Earth. I mean, every Earthling, they give him power.
When he asks for it.
Yeah. So
Sometimes.
Which he only does that in like the worst circumstances.
Yeah, but he gives back to them.
This is gonna go forever.
Well,
You're wrong.
look at Hercule.
I
Look
don't
at the
know.
character
I
of
mean,
Hercule.
I'm not convinced I'm wrong.
What if Goku
I am.
acted like Hercule?
I'm not though. That's if you convince me I'm wrong, I will totally admit I'm wrong. Until I'm
It's
convinced.
the strongest point of your armor right now. His sheer power. Dark side. He's ravenous. Like anyone who rivals his power, he fights just because.
So does Vegeta.
No, Vegeta fights himself to gain the power. And eventually he knows he's going to overcome someone. He doesn't go looking for the fight to grow stronger. He fights himself to grow stronger.
Until he met his adversary Kakarot.
And then
No.
they-
Goku. Yeah, I mean he always trains
No,
to
like-
one up Goku.
but see, he always
How did
trains.
Vegeta become the Super Saiyan?
Because of Goku. Because
No, not because of Goku.
when he was on that planet,
What planet?
or
The
that
one where he was by himself?
yeah,
That was collapsing into a black hole?
yeah. I mean,
And he had
Goku,
no chance of overcoming it and admitted his defeat?
and then he always wanted in his defeat. He said he wanted to be like Kakarot. He said he was jealous of Kakarot.
No, his pure being was to become stronger.
But he said
Goku transformed out of rage.
So did Vegeta. I mean, his
Vegeta
rage,
transformed because he became pure and just wanted to grow stronger so that he could meet his rivals.
But-
Not to kill the person who killed my buddy.
that I mean, it's still rage though. No matter because he's wanting to get stronger so he can be on par with Kakarot. I mean, he's wanting to get stronger. I mean, that is something he says
I don't know though.
verbally. I mean, that's in his dialogue. I mean, if you pull up that's one of the things he goes back to, like as he's reminiscing. I mean,
Because he admits he's weaker.
because he's
Pissed him off that he was weaker.
he just wished he could be like Kakarot. I mean, that was one of his driving factors.
I don't know.
Apparently DBZ got thrown in there somewhere.
It did a while ago.
DBZ came and DBZ took the conversation.
It did.
I was like, wow. I was like, I'm just gonna let this play out now. I'm like,
God damn.
not even refereeing at this point. Now, here's the thing though. Going back into
I
Star
just want to
Wars.
fight you now. Let's move on from Star Wars.
Well, no,
It's
I
'cause
have one.
Star Wars goes to Dragon Ball Z, goes to
But I
Air
have, I have
fighting.
one. I have one question though, leading into the new movie, because the new movie comes out in December, and that's: are they referencing is this because Luke is one of the first Jedi in a long time, because he's literally the first Jedi in a long time.
That's found.
Is this going to be going into him falling to the dark side and coming out onto the light side, or is this already going to have happened?
If it follows the trilogy that it's supposed to. Because you said it's supposed to follow the Dark Prince trilogy, right?
That's what Joseph.
It's supposed to be the next 3 books that take place after.
So the next 3 books are Luke finds pupils, brings them back.
He
Other
becomes-
shit's happening.
He
around
becomes
it.
like the Yoda of the new trilogy.
He does.
And he tries to restore the Jedi Order by
He
training.
brings a
pupils.
bunch of people to one planet and starts training them. One of the guys that saved Han Solo during like the branch between 6 and 7, he decides, I'm more powerful than Luke. He proves it like in a one-on-one duel, because he even builds a lightsaber that he can change between like going from one length to another length to another length, to the point where he's cutting down forests swinging at Luke
Wow.
at like lightning speeds, because he's still holding this much of a sword and just whipping it around because it's pure energy. Luke decides, you've been infected with the dark side, like I'm banishing you, like I'm not teaching you anymore that I know. He becomes the next Dark Lord because he's so
And what's
powerful.
his Dark Lord name in it?
I don't know.
Because
I never got to that point in the books.
that could be the guy we've seen in the trailers who wields the broadsword lightsaber.
By the point that I read in the books, Han Solo was with a group of people that went to a secret, like, Empire research base, rescued a small, tiny, like, 3-man ship that was more powerful than any Star Destroyer. Like, it could shoot a star and cause it to implode, forming a black hole, and just wipe out everything around it. And it was completely impervious. Like, you could fly it through a star, and it wouldn't take damage. So, his way of getting rid of it so that no one could have that, Han Solo sent that into a sun with the new Jedi apprentice on board. The Jedi apprentice goes back, gets that ship. And that's how that book ended. And I never read farther.
So I mean,
So
there's
he has a ship that can't be destroyed. It can destroy anything in its path. And he's uber powerful with no training. Goku.
Okay, we're
He
gonna.
is Goku that's angry, and he can't be hurt.
So we're gonna move along.
Yeah, now it's time.
Now it's time for
It's time.
now it's time for Jericlone to start drinking and flying off the handle.
Oh, I don't know if Jericlone can actually handle what Jericlone was saying he was going to do.
Why not?
I've drank too much already.
I mean,
Not alcohol, but like with the Pib and
The
the Mountain
fluid.
Dew I started with earlier.
Go
with the
pee.
fluid.
go pee.
Like no, it's not
like
the
Dad, go
the,
pee, don't. Go.
the pee thing. It's
That's what I'm
It's
fixing to
liquid
do.
in his belly.
yeah. It's like there. I have like no room left to do anything else.
So our
Is this finger longer than that finger? Which one's bigger?
what?
For you.
The one on the left. On
Stick
my
Stick
left,
that
not
in your
your
middle,
left.
down your throat.
Hey,
Throw
Hey.
it up. Drink more.
we are not promoting bulimia.
It's called puke and rally.
And now this one, I'm not gonna argue with Jason.
What up? Goku, Vegeta, united.
Yeah.
Boom!
But no, that was
Do it!
You know, it'd be fantastic if he was wearing a red shirt right now because they really. He's got the blue body armor, the red, or if he was just wearing his orange.
You realize it
Goku
needs to
thing.
be switched.
Yeah, I know, but
I need to be wearing like blue and white and yellow on my shoulders. He needs to be wearing
Okay.
that shirt with an orange shirt over top.
I
I've
tried.
got the perfect shirt for you. I've got the Goku shirt. It's got the
Oh, even the symbol?
it's got the Roshi on the front
Yeah.
and the King Kai on the back.
I like Vegeta better though.
Vegeta's the best.
Oh, yeah, he's the best. He is. He's my favorite.
My heart is pure,
Unadulterated.
badass. Easy abridged. Easy abridged.
But
So
it's a good debate that I enjoyed.
Why
That.
did he punch me in the dick? Ha! Now you know how it feels. The new DBZ abridged movie.
I watched it today. It was fantastic.
How did it end? I didn't see like the last 3 minutes. Did anything worth seeing happen?
There were a few things. Like you got through the whole like Android 13 starts beating the hell out of everyone, right?
The point that I got to on my phone was Piccolo gets 13 from behind
It goes
It
for
goes
the
to,
German
to
suplex.
the German suplex. That's where it cut off.
It continues to do that whole fucking thing it was doing where it would stop and go black and white and be like, that's the moment when the Green Man learned if you're gonna suplex an android. I don't even remember what he says there, but he says something and then like Gohan gets shot and Goku just looks at Gohan as he's falling out of the sky and goes, thank you, Gohan, you did a good job.
Oh god.
And then he like fuses with the Spirit Bomb when he goes Super Saiyan and becomes a Super Saiyan Spirit Bomb. And Krillin's just in the background like, Super Saiyan Spirit Bomb. Oh yeah. That
The
thing."
only thing that happened to Krillin through the entire thing was he ran away from Chi-Chi with Gohan,
Yes.
and then Vegeta got kicked into him.
Yes.
I hate Krillin.
Krillin gets sucked.
He gets kicked into him and he's just like, I hope someone's stupid there to catch me. And then like
Go
Android
figure out how you're
13
gonna drink more.
gets destroyed. And it just like does the black and white pause and it's like, that's the moment where the android realized. Do
It
these
was
people
dead.
even understand what they're doing anymore? Like,
Do
did
they
they stop
even
caring
know?
after
now we're
season
back.
2?
We're ready to finish off with the DC Rage
Why
Fest.
am I holding these?
I don't really know.
Finish! Finish it!
Keep going with the DC Rage stuff.
Stop! Finish it.
So he's putting you on the spot. One
Oh,
down.
he did it.
Well, and then we got Ogre over here like, feed me more, feed me more.
That's what he does.
Fantastic.
Finish
So
it!
the DC Rage Fest, what is it exactly?
Okay, hold
Okay.
on. Before we do this, I'm stealing Jason's bottle for a second because this is the green apple.
Yeah.
So if I don't make it to all 3, I'm going to open the strawberry at least.
Give me another one. No, there's bottles right here. This one! I choose you!
No, I just wanted to taste it just in case I didn't make it to it.
Taste it.
It's stinky.
You're gonna drink one of these.
The idea was I would taste this one and then open the strawberry if I got to another one.
It's already opened.
Why?
Good.
Wait, what does he have? He has the strawberry. So
That's
you
a
could-
strawberry one.
Yeah, you can
It's
taste,
ready.
You could taste the strawberry, yeah. Or if you drank that one, super fast, like as fast as Jason drinks.
Sounds actually pretty good.
Ooh.
Right now we're seeing which one Jericlone's gonna chug before he rages out.
Actually, both of those are pretty good.
Can I know why you're raging out, or is that going to be like?
No, that's part of the
Is
thing.
that
minute.
part of the
That's what
thing?
we're doing right here.
It's in a minute.
I'll
No,
take
no,
this.
no. You gotta finish one.
You gotta-
You gotta finish one before you rage.
I did finish a beer before I raged.
No, not a beer. One of the two you just opened.
Do not
Must
let
be drank
Do
before
not let
you
the
rage.
drunken ginger ogre.
You shut up, I'm not drunk yet.
There's a bottle of rum gone. How are you not drunk?
He's ready to go.
It's called a tolerance.
Yeah, it's called. He like,
It's called alcoholism at that point.
You drink water. I drink rum. What are you gonna finish?
It's what sustains him, apparently.
I'd say finish the strawberry.
Well, here, I'm gonna let him drink that. Him drink that.
Or
Here.
well,
Cheers.
And-
Let's do this.
And
oh,
What, are we racing now? Is that what?
We're not racing.
let's say
We're just both going to finish these beers.
the ogre will.
It's not a race. It's not a race.
He's expecting me to be able to finish this right now.
No, before you
On the
talk
spot.
again. Before you talk again.
So I will go ahead and set up the premise. It's the fact that with the DC Rage Fest is pointing towards how Nolan ended the trilogy of the Batman series, and how there's a possibility that the current Superman movies are based in the same universe as basically.
It's not a possibility. It is considered fact that they are based in the same universe.
So it's all the Nolan universe, and with the
oh, I've read something about this.
the Batman v Superman, it's not Batman versus Superman, it's Batman v Superman.
Yeah, I've read
Meaning
this.
it's five.
It's
The fifth movie.
Finish
in the Nolan
before you speak!
Oh, he's laying the ball down.
Wait, he already finished one.
verse. Yes, he
He
did.
did. He's
Yeah.
a beast.
Proceed.
So I guess I'm still talking because apparently Jericho's not allowed to. So it's
That's why
basically
you're still talking.
it's a combination of what's going on with the Suicide Squad, the stances that are being taken in the new Batman v Superman movie, and what the possible characters actually are within the movie.
It's easier to ignore the burn.
It's not the burn at all. It's the fact that I've drank too much in the last little while. It's all coming back up as like
Well, we had the potty break.
burps.
But he's got all the
Burps.
liquid in him. He doesn't normally drink this
Well,
much
okay,
liquids.
so I'm just dying to know. I'm dying to hear you rage out.
Well, apparently he's not allowed to yet. So.
I mean, I always want to see this. I always want to see Joe like show emotion. I'm kind of more.
That's what this is for!
Yeah,
I'm not an emotional person. Alcohol brings out the emotions.
Oh, I think you should really do that.
With you finishing your beer. Just saying.
But he already finished one.
One!
He's already.
I drank a lot of this one so far.
Anyway,
So far,
I would
I'm
like
not
to
literally
yet.
cutting like the last 10 seconds off the previous footage. So we're not going through all that again.
I want to slap you if we go through it again.
The,
You
the,
know nothing of DC!
the emotion. I want to see the emotion.
The emotion's probably going to be turned down a little bit because Nick and Brittany are sleeping downstairs.
Oh, well.
Fuck
Yeah.
them!
So you're not gonna be louder than that guy.
You don't know.
Well, then let's see it. Go ahead.
Challenge accepted.
Let's go ahead and let Jericho. Oh, actually, he's almost downed it at this point. So might as well.
Go! Down! He has an opinion now.
All right. Let's hear it.
Okay, so go ahead, light up the world.
Lead into it.
do the article. We need to
Lead
know what it is
into
I'm
it.
going to talk about right here. Because not
Okay.
everyone has read it.
So the actual conundrum here is that Jared Leto is playing the joke, not the Joker, and the joke is actually based off of Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character Robin, who received the mantle at the end of the trilogy. On the other side, the other issue is that it's not that with Ben Affleck's character of Bruce Wayne that he's actually not going to be playing Bruce Wayne, which I'm happy about, and Clone's happy about. But what he's mad about
Undo the buttons.
is
Don't
that
hold that in anymore.
don't hold that in. The problem is that Ben Affleck's still in the movie.
That's why I wore a t-shirt today. We're gonna get to this, and I'd rip whatever I had on. True story.
And that Ben Affleck is actually not going to be Batman.
He's
and
gonna
he's going to be Deathstroke.
Deathstroke. That's right. Yeah.
So the fact that he's going to be Deathstroke dressed up as Batman.
No.
And so go ahead, Clone. If that's
That is what we're starting off with me from that. That's
Sacrilege!
I agree with that. It's fucking bullshit. There is no way that Ben Affleck should ever be allowed to be Slade Wilson. Fuck that shit. Fuck whoever decided that shit. Because it's fucking bullshit. You want the guy who played Daredevil and ruin the entire Daredevil movie?
He killed off Marvel's Daredevil.
Yeah.
To be one of the pivotal villains in DC Comics.
Oh.
Name one DC villain who has never been caught. I can do it!
Ew.
Deathstroke! Never been caught! And that's Daredevil. Oh.
Yeah, I mean that does suck. I mean I'm not.
That-
I don't agree with it. I mean I think it's crazy. It's just crazy.
I want to firebomb my own car.
That's how fucking insane
I
we
just
are
bought
on
my
this.
car.
Yeah.
I owe a lot of money on my car. I could probably get a new model if I firebombed it right now. It was a riot.
Yeah.
Toyota will buy that. This
It,
session is
it
brought to you
happened
by
right after.
Toyota. I have nothing.
But anyway,
sponsor me.
fucking Ben Affleck. Like, I was pissed off when Ben Affleck was supposed to be Bruce Wayne and Batman.
Yeah.
I'm more pissed off that he's going to be Slade Wilson.
Would he play a
dressed up
better
as
villain or no?
No.
I mean, because Daredevil.
No.
I was
I'm
really
just,
hoping-
I'm posing the question. I'm just
Ben
asking the
Affleck
question.
can play maybe half the roles that Kevin Sorbo can play, and Kevin Sorbo's a piece of shit.
Hey.
my God.
Fuck your mouth. I loved Andromeda.
Okay, so anyways, continue.
Okay, so Kevin Sorbo had one
Ben
role.
Affleck can play only Bruce Wayne. He can't play Batman too. He can play Bruce Wayne. Hey,
So
I'm a billionaire playboy. Come on, guys.
Believable.
what characters has Ben Affleck
Hey,
ever
Lucius
actually...
Fox. Sponsor, you're in charge of all this shit. I just don't even know, but you're in charge right now, Lucius Fox.
Okay, so he's going to be Deathstroke.
He's going to be
So, I mean,
Deathstroke.
So what would that mean for the rest of the franchise? I mean, the rest of the Batman v Superman.
Christian Bale is actually still going to be Bruce Wayne.
Yeah,
And there still has to be a Batman 4.
yeah.
And there still has to be a new Batman, because Slade Wilson does not carry the mantle of Batman forever.
Gotcha.
Slade Wilson
Forever.
barely carries the mantle of Batman. He does it in one issue of a DC comic in The Outsiders.
Yeah.
Which is
But
weird.
it's
In-
Batman with a question mark. As he fights Arsenal.
Even when they kill Batman off in the main storyline of the DC Comics, Bruce Wayne is dead for a time in the DC Comics.
Yes.
Are you talking about the where he gets sent back in time, and if he makes it to the present time, he dies?
No,
Is that the arc you're talking
no,
about?
I'm not looking at the Batman arc. I'm looking at the total DC arc. They did one. It was the pivotal character in this storyline was the Green Lantern. It was called Blackest Night. It was the main story point of the Green Lantern comic series. And Brightest Day, Blackest Night. Blackest Night has hit. There is somewhere out there in the universe, the Death Lantern rises up. The Black Hand from the Green Lantern is the focal lantern of that. He raises up a bunch of dead shit. The main dead person he goes for on Earth, besides all the other superheroes, loved ones, blah blah blah, because they died because... Oh, you found out who Aquaman was. You killed the Kent family. Wonder Woman's sister died. Fuck all that shit. They go for Batman. They target any emotional spectrum. Batman is the first one they raise. They eventually end up reviving him and giving him the Fear Lantern. Because, you know, other people fuck shit up. But he kills so many other people before they revive him. Like, he is the pivotal character.
Yeah.
Because if anyone expresses any emotion, Batman will take them down. Period. And Blackest Night, he's right there. He's dead. And then they give it to Ben Affleck. God damn it.
Well, so speaking of Ben Affleck,
He was only good in Dogma. Because he just had to be the ridiculous angel that wanted to kill people.
well, literally looking over, I did not realize this. He has 64 acting credits to his name, and I will actually take a stretch. He actually appears in Suicide
Taking the
Squad.
first.
He's
It's
supposed
hot
to.
in here.
He's
It's pretty hot, yeah.
He's supposed
I know
to appear in Suicide
I
Squad
wore a short
as
sleeve shirt.
Bruce
because
Wayne
last time
/
it was super
Batman.
hot.
his-
When was that written?
This is so it has Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice is completed, released in 2016. Suicide Squad post production 2016. Bruce Wayne / Batman. So
But if you look at Batman Begins casting role,
no, I know.
Ken Watanabe is also credited as Ra's al Ghul.
Well, that means that Slade Wilson might actually.
He's not.
So Slade Wilson / Batman / some weird character, some weird shit's gonna go down in Suicide Squad. That's what I'm saying. But so if you actually go through the 64 credits
I gotta like walk for a second. Ugh.
that are listed under Ben Affleck, like seriously, you're looking at the only good ones. Like you have like the cult hits, like Chasing Amy and anything with Clerks or Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back. But out of those, like actual good acting movies, you have Good Will Hunting, Shakespeare in Love, but that again has nothing really to do with him.
No.
Not real. Good Will Hunting barely has anything to do with him.
I
That
know.
had more to do with Matt Damon.
Right. Well, and then the one where I would say this is where the two of them this was their actual, like, good movie, like, big blockbuster movie together, and that would be Pearl Harbor.
Because that was their blockbuster movie.
Together, yeah.
Either of them.
Either of them. Well, I would say Matt Damon still has more acting, like, he at least has the Bourne series.
And the Ocean series.
True, okay, yeah.
Oh, god damn it, Matt Damon.
And Interstellar.
Okay, so Matt
The-
Damon
He was in that movie?
Yes.
I haven't watched it yet.
Matt Damon is clearly superior to Ben Affleck. There's no discussion there. But
Ben Affleck sucks.
there's not really any movies that he's in.
Heartburn or something.
Drink more beer.
There's no movies that he's in
It'll
that's actually
bury
good because
that
of him.
feeling. It'll kill your real feelings and just let your rage out. Your rage will lead you to slap him, who's reading the article that you're raging about.
I'm not a fan.
The Sith Lord.
Rage.
Let out your hate. Bring me your.
I really just want
hunger.
to see him stepping this way and then slap Ryan
Oh, I would
out of
die.
nowhere.
I would die.
Like on this turn right here.
Yeah.
He's
he
about
just,
to turn around.
he just goes back. It's like, Ryan.
There you go.
He burped. Rage out! Fuck you, DC! Just let it out.
But with the potential that the new Joke character is actually the Robin character.
Who was infected by Joker's blood.
No.
That's what the new Joke's supposed to be. Which is why it's terrible.
Why does he get? How does he get infected by the Joker's blood?
Because the Joker gives his blood to people. He's a Samaritan. Thank you very much.
Oh, I guess I'm lost.
It is a part of this video game storyline.
Oh, he gives the blood and.
He gives the blood after it's been infected, and other people go crazy and take on Joker's aspects.
Ah, gotcha.
That's the only way the new Joke can really come to be around.
That's in like Arkham Knight, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everywhere else, the Joker never dies because Batman won't kill, and the Joker won't give up. So he never dies because Batman won't kill him. He always breaks out of prison because, let's face it, in comic books, prisons are fucking jokes. And then he just comes up with another more twisted, cruel way to torture Batman. Till Bane comes along, who kills Batman. And then the Joker makes Bane his enemy. And then Bane's fucking kicked out of the United States. He's in prison to like Costa Rica and shit. It's good times. Good times. And then somehow Bruce Wayne comes back from the dead. And the Joker's so happy. So happy.
Huh.
I love the Joker. I fucking hate clowns.
Yeah, the Joker's a pretty cool character. I'm not a big fan of
Well,
clowns.
the funny thing is, the Joker was actually supposed to be a one-off thing. They actually killed him multiple times.
But they never killed the Joker.
No, they've killed Joker.
No, they haven't.
In the original, because the original Batman comics were much darker than once they actually became widely publicized. Like the original, like strips, and the Joker was actually supposed to be a one-off, like ends up in the morgue style character, and he ended up being liked, so they brought him back long term. Then they thought about killing him again, and that was like probably in the Silver Age.
Because they never actually killed the Joker. They kill someone impersonating the Joker.
Yeah, so they always end up bringing him back as.
I just want to say we're not really raging against DC right now.
Well, it's because the person who was going to rage against DC is currently walking it off.
Yeah.
Because my thing was I was okay with the fact that Ben Affleck's going to be playing Slade Wilson.
I want to slap you in the
No,
fucking mouth.
I don't like it.
He's
I'm
just
just
okay with it.
I would rather him play Slade Wilson than I would him play Bruce Wayne or Batman.
I would.
But he's playing Slade Wilson, playing Bruce Wayne.
The fact that Ben Affleck's in a DC movie at all,
I
really
would
upsets
rather
me.
have Vin Diesel playing Bruce Wayne. In a
I
movie.
could get behind that.
No, you can't.
Yeah, because then he'd actually be Slade Wilson. Vin Diesel's Slade Wilson.
No,
would be
because
okay.
Slade Wilson is smart. He's intelligent. He is the fucking apex predator. He is the Randy Orton of DC.
So what? So we needed Matt Damon to play him? Is that what we needed?
No.
Oh goddamn.
No, wait. So who would you cast? Who would you cast as Slade Wilson?
I'll be back.
Okay. So who would you two cast as
God
Slade
damn it,
Wilson?
how do we pause that computer?
There's no point. Might as well just keep going. He's gonna be right back.
God damn. I don't want to cast a Slade Wilson.
I mean, I honestly have no clue. I can't answer that question.
Like, who would you?
Are we talking a Slade Wilson that is always in the Slade Wilson mask? Deathstroke? Are we casting just a straight Deathstroke? He
And-
never reveals his identity.
How about both?
I can't do both.
So how about just the masked version then?
Just the mask.
Mm-hmm.
Jet Li.
So,
He kicks ass.
but
Jackie
who would
Chan
you?
can't beat him. Chuck Norris can't beat him.
But who would do the dialogue? Because
We're not talking about that. We're talking in the mask. Deathstroke does not need to talk in the mask. He shows up, he kills you. The end.
okay, fair point.
I mean, fuck.
The deterioration, it happened so rapidly.
It did not happen rapidly.
Oh.
We went from me and him arguing, Goku is a Sith, Vegeta is the Jedi. That's not a rapid deterioration right there, where we are.
Oh.
If they had never made that Green Lantern movie, Ryan Reynolds,
Oh my god.
he could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is funny because he's gonna be
He's gonna
Deadpool?
be
Deadpool.
Yeah.
I came when I saw the first trailer.
Yeah, the Deadpool trailer.
I'm completely behind Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. That's the only reason I couldn't see him being Slade Wilson.
I'm behind him as anything he does.
I mean, hey, what if? I mean, we're I'm just playing devil's
He's got
advocate.
the look, he's got the physique, he's got the talent to act those different roles.
See, that's the problem. Ben Affleck,
Yeah.
while he can look the part of either Bruce Wayne or Slade Wilson,
Yeah.
No, he
especially
can't.
early on.
Slade is solid.
Yeah.
Ben Affleck's not solid. Like, you can
He's-
tell he's got muscle.
He's put on a lot of weight. I mean, he's put on a lot of muscle though. I mean, looks pretty solid. And some of the pictures I've seen that he looked pretty.
But the problem is he can't act.
Maybe this role will change it for him. I don't. Okay, probably not.
It's not going to.
Okay, I was
though.
about to say,
Okay, probably
uh,
not.
He's had his chance to change his fucking characters.
But I don't know.
Like Ryan Reynolds, I
You know-
could see that change in his characters.
Yeah, but at this very point, I just want to see the damn movie. I just want to see the fucking thing.
I want to wait for it to come out on fucking Redbox and watch it for $1.
I just want to see the movie.
Now, see, I'm gonna go to the theaters to see it because here's the thing, I'm like the only person on the face of the fucking planet that actually enjoyed Man of Steel.
I've never seen Man of Steel.
It's not worth a theater ticket.
I saw it in theaters. I loved it.
Yeah.
Have you bought it yet?
No,
Buy it.
just buy it.
Yeah, so he can watch it.
I can do that.
Thank you.
That makes sense to me now.
Oh shit.
See, Man of Steel for me, because the thing is I saw the previous Superman that they tried to do.
That was terrible too.
That one was horrible. It was just outright boring. It literally, in a newer modern era,
Yeah.
it looked like they had gone back in time and just redone a Christopher Reeves movie.
Those were better.
Man of Steel
Except for 4.
was at least its own perspective, and
4 was terrible.
they did a dirtier, grittier version of Superman. And like that's part of it that people hated was the fact that he actually ends
But
up.
it wasn't dirty and gritty.
It was still darker.
No, it wasn't.
In terms of a Superman movie or a Superman anything, Superman.
No, it wasn't.
Superman has always been perceived as the ultimate Boy Scout who, even though, he can kill someone with his pinky.
And the fucking Superman movie before that, it wasn't dark, it wasn't gritty.
Oh no, the one before that sucked. I'm talking about Man of Steel.
It wasn't dark or gritty either.
It was darker and grittier than the rest of them.
If I take completely, pure fucking wool, 100%, nothing has ever touched the lamb that I sheared my wool from. Nothing has ever touched it, purest white, from a regular, pure white lamb. That's the difference you're saying there was. Right there. There was no darkness. There was no grittiness. If you want a dark and gritty Superman movie, Injustice,
Oh yeah,
that's dark and gritty.
that's off the.
And Twisted, if you want a really dark one, oh god damn it, I can't remember the name now. The artist did every fucking panel for this entire comic on canvas. And it was set years after, Superman is an old man now. And it's what came after them. Can't remember
I think Ryan Reynolds could do a serious character, but preferably Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool would be better.
Ryan Reynolds is like the.
We're not
perfect-
arguing that point right now.
Just arguing. Yeah.
Ben Affleck
Ben
over
Affleck.
Ryan Reynolds.
No.
You would go with Ben Affleck?
No. I would go with Ryan Reynolds. I agree with you on that one.
That's the point that I was making.
But who would you cast
As
Deathstroke?
Deathstroke.
Now,
I
mind
get-
you, it looks like there's a strong Slade Wilson's presence, so they have to be able to pull off a slight Batman, but still be able to claim Deathstroke.
And I have my pick of Hollywood.
Pick a Hollywood.
Yes. I made it for only going with the mask, Deathstroke, Jet Li.
I mean, Jet Li would have all the physical abilities needed and necessary to handle that. But if you're talking also that, you could go Tommy Young-Ja and be in the same area.
He's not on that level though. He's up there,
He is up there.
but he's not that level.
So obviously but who would be the voice and who would be the Slade Wilson?
If you're going for the total package with it, I think I would have to say Jason Statham.
I could buy him as Slade Wilson.
He's got too much of an accent.
Slade Wilson
Slade-
also has a slight Australian accent.
It's true.
Yes.
Most of the time
He
when
does,
he's
yeah.
depicted,
Yeah. Jason Statham. That is who I would go for Slade Wilson.
I'm okay with that. But then see, under the with the mask on, I'm okay.
But here's my argument. Statham doesn't know the martial arts
He need
as
to.
well.
He doesn't know it as well, but he knows it to a level where you could pull it off on screen.
He knows it kind of.
To where you pull it off on screen.
Or just do the smart thing. He's in a mask. Use a body double.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could get the best of two worlds with that. I feel Jet Li's a little undersized for it.
Yeah, he is.
But Tommy Young-Ja
I'm
is
talking like-
around the...
Physically, though.
Physically, Jet Li, there's not
He
a
could
better
do
one on her.
everything Deathstroke does. Just as good. You just gotta have someone his size to act it out.
So where's this movie going to go? Is it going to go with actually Christian Bale returning as the Batman?
I don't actually think you're gonna see him. I think you
I
might see him
feel-
reappear as Bruce Wayne at some point
Okay.
in one of the movies. I don't see.
I don't think so.
I think he'll be Batman again.
You think he'll be Batman again?
They've offered him a $50 million contract, and they've leaked that there's going to be a surprise actor in this movie that is not announced.
But see, I think it's gonna be one of those things where he appears at the end. I don't think he's actually gonna be in it. I
No,
don't-
with this one, definitely he'll be back at the end. But the idea floating around
Are we
is
recording right now?
yes,
Yeah.
we're recording
Okay.
right now. Is that
Sorry.
No, you're good.
it's not technically Superman
drink.
that he's fighting in it. It's Bizarro, because Lex Luthor kidnaps Superman and creates Bizarro,
Right.
who is a Superman look-alike, but only the evil.
Just trying to say, the best Bizarro Superman you could cast. Brock Lesnar.
That would be.
Think about it.
That would be funny.
There's
No.
not really an argument against that, though.
Even
Although, like, Brock
he doesn't
Lesnar
make a
would
good
probably make
Grande.
a better Bane.
Bane or Grande,
Grande. I could see him as Grande.
because Grande doesn't have that many lines.
But Bizarro Superman doesn't either.
Yeah.
You gotta think about it. Like, Superman is out there to protect everything. Bizarro Superman destroys everything.
So are we gonna say that Superman's been captured like since the beginning of the first Man of Steel? Is that what they're gonna pull?
That's the idea. Is Lex Luthor has captured him, created Bizarro.
And so Bizarro is the one that killed. Okay.
Superman doesn't kill.
Yeah.
Superman is supposed to be Jesus.
Jesus! Jesus!
That's pretty true.
But
Bizarro kills things.
so, Slade Wilson is supposedly a hired mercenary by Bruce Wayne to distract
He doesn't hire
Bizarro
Superman.
while
Do that.
the actual Bruce Wayne puts together some kind of device to destroy him.
But Bizarro Superman's not weak to kryptonite.
Which is why he has to come up with a new device. And needs a distraction.
Gotcha.
So that is the rumored storyline,
So
not
say-
entirely proved storyline of what this movie is going to be.
Joe and I
around.
should work for Hollywood. We could make movies.
We're going to make movies. We're going to make tons of movies. It's going to be a thing.
Oh yeah, that's definitely gonna be a thing. I'm working on like 2 video games right now. Hold on.
I want to slap you.
Hold on, it's true.
Dervin! Hold your phone up.
Make the man happy.
Look at it. It's just sparkling. I'm like a fucking cat.
So
So sparkles.
So the Rage Fest is basically, I'm more pissed off at Ben Affleck being Slade Wilson. Like, that is a fucking travesty. of
There was less
DC
rage
comics.
in
Yeah.
this talk
There
than
was.
in the Star Wars.
The Star Wars one got heated as fuck.
The
for
Star
some
Wars
reason.
got heated in a debate of Dragon Ball Z, which was,
Shut your mouth.
that's awesome.
You were supposed to
It
rage.
was awesome.
We had something pure.
We had something.
Yeah, you did.
They had a moment.
It's gonna live
together.
forever. When
Yeah.
he dies,
That rage moment will still be alive.
that's right. Because
It's
no one's
gonna
gonna
be
kill him.
alive.
That's not worth it. He's gonna live forever. It's not worth killing him.
Oh man.
If only everyone saw it that way.
Everyone does see it that way.
Oh, good.
That's why you're alive right now.
Yeah.
I shall be immortal.
Mm.
No one cares enough to kill you.